Welcome back to the Chicago White Sox franchise. We had 3 marathon episodes in a row between doing the draft and all the All-Star Game stuff, and then all the build up to the trade deadline. And today we're finally going to be getting back to normal. The runtime on this episode should be starting with a 2, maybe even a 1. Who knows at this point? Because I'm actually feeling really good today. I've already recorded 3 other videos today. This is the 4th one I'm doing, so hopefully I don't burn out in the middle of this one. But I was just really excited to get back to the White Sox franchise to keep it going, because even though we're in a bad spot, we had all these losses in July. And most of them were because I just wasn't getting critical situations. We're pretty much out of contention. It's not official. 12.5 is technically possible to come back from with 2 months to go in the season, but I'm not going to act as if it's likely. But we should be able to fly through the rest of the season. We've got no more scouting to worry about, no more trading to worry about. It's just going to be playing out the rest of the critical situations that pop up for the rest of the year. We've got August, we've got September, and that'll be it. And then like I've been saying, at the end of this season, we'll no longer be on Streamlined. We're going to be changing it to a full-fledged franchise, and we're going to be taking this White Sox team into the future. I did, though, want to start today with just a couple final closing notes on the trade deadline and how I feel like I handled it looking back on it, because I didn't do as much as I initially was hoping to going into it. I mean, the big trade on the deadline, I got Denzel Clark from the A's for Lenyn Sosa and Derek Hill. I also moved on from Austin Hayes, didn't get much back in Colin Houck. And then earlier before the deadline, 2 episodes ago now, that was also a big trade. I got Clark Schmidt and Elmer Rodriguez from the Yankees. But I kept missing on the deals that I wanted to do. The biggest trade that I wanted to make was I just really wanted Nathan Lucas from the Jays. I really thought it was possible to get him being stuck in the minors with them, but I just couldn't put together the package that they wanted to get rid of him. And looking back while I was editing, I was thinking, man, I really didn't handle that well. I kept trying to give them Sir Anthony. I kept trying to give them Austin Hayes, when what I really should have done, I should have traded some young guys. I have plenty of young guys that I'm not necessarily attached to. The one that came to mind was Jonathan Cannon. He's been solid this year, but he's also not necessarily on the top of my list in terms of pitchers I'm trying to develop and keep for the future. So I couldn't help it. I was curious. I loaded up a backup save that I made before the draft just in case. And I tried to offer the Jays Jonathan Cannon and Kai Busch. I really don't care about Kai Busch. I don't think he's going to be a piece to our future. I tried to offer those 2 for Nathan Lucas, and they accepted it, and they pretty enthusiastically accepted it. So obviously that didn't happen. That doesn't do anything for us in the timeline as it played out. The curiosity got the best of me to see if I could have done something. If I remembered that, hey, I can get rid of those guys. I don't need to hang on to them. But also kind of the same thing for that trade that didn't go through right at the deadline, where I could have gotten Lázaro Montes from the Mariners and I could have gotten rid of Benintendi. That would have been the biggest one. When I countered that offer and I offered up Acuna, and then I also threw in, I think it was Lucas Sims, just as an extra throw-in, that's where I also could have offered up somebody like Jonathan Cannon, or somebody that necessarily wasn't on the block, but I wouldn't really have cared if I got rid of. Maybe even Kai Busch, Drew Thorpe, even maybe that's pushing a little bit. Davis Martin for sure. I'm not going to go through the entire list of people I could have traded, but I could have been more open and more, understanding of what I felt fine with losing on the roster in order to make a trade like that. And that would have been a very beneficial trade to have seen gone through. But also, the last thing I want to touch on, the last trade deadline highlight, is I was disappointed that we didn't have that trade go through with the Mariners, and I was saying it'll be really interesting to see how it plays out in the future. Would I have wished I did that trade instead of the A's one? But the more I think about it, I feel better that I did go through with the A's trade, because the A's trade was more about what we were actually getting, what we were bringing in, and that was Denzel Clark. We know his fielding. He's a B potential. He's young. He's got a lot of team control. He is going to be our center fielder for a long time, maybe the rest of this series. The Mariners trade, though, was more about what we'd be getting rid of. Yes, it would have been really nice to get rid of Benintendi and not be on the hook for the rest of his contract. It would have been really nice to also get rid of Sir Anthony Dominguez for the same reason, not be on the hook for his contract. And like, yeah, we were bringing in a top 25 prospect in Montez, but I think what made the trade more attractive to me was, again, what we were getting rid of. So I do think, looking back, if it was only ever going to be one or the other, either or, I'm glad that I did the one that I did. So anyways, with all that now said and out of the way, here's our post-trade deadline roster with a couple of the new guys we have. With bringing in Denzel Clark, I have to play him in center field. Like, he has the secondaries of the corners, Acuna doesn't, but you don't have this center fielder and not play him in center field. So Clark's going to be playing in center. We are going to be playing Acuna out of position in left. But here's the thing. Actually, I'm going to go into Diamond Dynasty to show you guys this, which I know, sacrilege for a franchise video, but I don't think there's any way to actually see this visualized in franchise mode. So if I go to the live series Acuna, his fielding ratings are pretty much the same on his live series card as they are in our franchise, obviously minus the progression he's had. But in Diamond Dynasty, when you try and put somebody out of position, it shows you exactly what the ratings hit is. And playing him out of position in left field, you can see there his fielding only goes down to a 72. So his base fielding is a 76, only goes down to a 72. You have to assume it'd be pretty much the same penalty within our franchise mode, so he'll be able to play left field fine. Initially, though, when I set up this lineup, I was going to play Kelenic against righties. I was going to have him DH. But honestly, I think I want to, especially now that we're probably not at least in contention, I want to try and get Benintendi as much playing time as I can, which I know sounds weird because he's been really bad. But if he can find something here in the second half of the season, if he can put up some numbers to make him at least somewhat attractive, maybe there's a possibility that we could make a deal getting rid of him in the off season. So I'm just going to put him back in the lineup to at least have that be a possibility. And I'm probably going to do the same thing against lefties. He's actually technically a little bit better lefty. I guess I didn't really think this through, though. I don't really know how I want to do this. Do I want to bench Brooks? Because I kind of do want to keep Pereira starting, because he's been actually pretty solid against lefties this season. I guess I could bench Acuna, actually, because he hasn't been good against lefties, and we had him benched against lefties for a while. So yeah, that's probably the play. We'll have Brooks play left, Benintendi DH, and then hopefully now with some regular playing time again, Benintendi can pick it up. He can put up some numbers. Maybe he'll look like a solid player that some other team will think is worth $15 million, because I don't want to pay him $15 million next year. But then, yeah, this is what we've got for the pitching. Not really any changes here, just Elmer's still here. Actually, ooh, I almost forgot. I did have something else I wanted to do at the beginning of this episode, because I don't want Elmer in the bullpen anymore. He is supposed to be in the minors. What was supposed to happen is Clark Schmidt was supposed to be in the big leagues when we made that trade. But since we're still streamlined and things are still handled automatically, the CPU kept Clark Schmidt in the minors, which actually isn't the worst thing long term, because with his service time, he would have gone over 5 years this year if he was in the big leagues. But if he stays in the minors, he'll stay under 5 years, which would then give him 2 seasons of team control under arbitration for us, so we'd have him for an extra year. So, you know, still not what I would have done, but might be better for us in the long term. But anyways, I don't want Elmer in the bullpen. He has not been good. He's also gone down in overall. He was a 66, now he's a 65. I really don't want to see his progression ruined, because he's just struggling in the bullpen right now. And I guess things being CPU controlled, this isn't a guarantee, but I was looking at some things I can do, and I think for the rest of this season, where is he? I'm gonna bring in a Chicago White Sox legend. He's only a 67 overall right now. He's regressed because he's been on the market, and that's just what happens. But I mean, his per nines actually still look really good, especially the reverse splits. He's elite against left-handed pitching. I guess I should be on the regressed attributes. But we also only have one lefty left in our bullpen. So I know Kopech isn't a lefty, but he can be effective against lefties. I'm going to try and sign him for the rest of this year. I already looked into this. He's looking for 1.8 for the rest of the year. I'm just going to leave this offer at 1.9. Hope he accepts. He might not, because he was looking for multiple years, and I know that's a thing that's happened before. So let's just see. Yeah, he like a longer contract. I don't really know if I want to give that to him. Let's bump the money up to 1.5 or 2.5. We have a lot of money in our budget this year, and obviously we're not committing to him for more than this year, so I'm fine giving this to him. Also worth mentioning, he's only 29 years old. He's got a B potential. So you know what? Honestly, if he doesn't accept this, offering him at least a second year might not be the worst thing, but let's see, 1 year, 2.5. Yeah, okay. Then you know what? A 2-year deal at $4 million for a 29-year-old who has B potential. That regression's gonna get wiped out. He was only regressing because he wasn't playing. I'm fine with that. He would have every opportunity to still be in our bullpen going into next season. And he accepts it. A White Sox legend returns. So let's see, is he, of course he's not. Yeah, no, he's in single A apparently. Well, yeah, see, the hope was I'd sign him, assuming he'd be signed to a big league contract, and then by default, it would bump off our lowest overall arm in the bullpen, which would be Elmer, and technically it'd be Alberto, but I assume they'd keep him around because he's a Rule 5 guy. Maybe we just have to sim a day, and then after we sim a day, the CPU will make some changes. So let me finally, 20 minutes into me recording, I've been doing my rambling again. Let's finally get back to a normal cadence here in this White Sox franchise. Finish off this series against Tampa Bay, and we get a critical situation out of it. Colson's 2 for 2 with a bomb. Top of the 7th, it's a tie game. We've got 2 on. Chance to break it open here with a lot of game left, and I'm just excited to play. I think that home run will be Colson's 20th of the year. He's up to a 254 average also. Oh, okay. You guys saw that, right? The game like stuttered a little bit right as he was releasing it, so I couldn't swing at the fastball right down the middle because I didn't really see it. You know what? Actually, the Rays have Moises Ballesteros now? Okay, I guess they made a trade. Seeing him behind the plate, I'm almost tempted to try and swipe third with Acuna. Do I want to do that? I'm going to try it. I'm going to take off on this pitch. Acuna got a good jump. He should be in at third. Yeah, dude. Oh, nice. And it was a ball. 15th steal on the year for Acuna. Now all we need is to put a ball in play, really. In the air, especially. Or I swing through it. That caught the zone, too. I'm not about to miss another challenge with Colson. Yeah, that was plenty of the zone. Now they're going to put Murakami on for free. Who's up after him? Well, it's Pereira. We just talked about how he's been solid against lefties. He's 2 for 3 today. I'm swinging too early, though. This guy does not throw that hard. I can slow the bat down, even though it is GOAT difficulty. Oh. I dropped the PCI so bad. Oh, my God. That better get out of play. I don't think it's going to. Oh my God. No way I blew that. All right, well, let's finish this one out. Davis Martin gave up 12 hits and 6 runs in 3 2/3. He is definitely not the Davis Martin we've come to know in real life. Elmer's also out there, so hopefully things kick in after this game, and this is his last appearance in the bigs. So I'll leave him in for a little bit. There we go. Jammed him, popped him up. I swear, Elmer's actually been good the little bit that I've used him. I pitched an inning with him last game. He's gonna be good when he's actually a starter, because that is the plan for him. He's got 77 stamina, so we're gonna be using him as a starter. There we go, and there's a punch out. I just checked the box score actually, and Elmer's only the second pitcher in this game, so Davis gave his really bad 3 2/3. Elmer now scoreless 3 1/3. I might even just leave him in. Give him a really good long outing under his belt. That might be exactly what he needs. All right, we're seeing a new arm though. Edwin Uceta. I think that's how you pronounce it. I don't know. He should be tough to hit though on GOAT. We've also got William Bergoya up. Didn't touch on him, but he is he's a call up that happened after the trade deadline. And well, he's looking like he belongs. All right, ball forward to Benintendi. We've got a runner on base in front of Denzel Clark. I think this is my first at bat with him since the trade went through. I don't know. I just remember last year in my Pack Attack series, I had Denzel Clark at one point. I was excited for him because his fielding was insanely good, and then I just also was really good with him at the plate. I seem to remember he hit the ball the other way really good, and I'm blowing it with him, man. These are 2 terrible swings. And I'm late again. All right. Sorry, Denzel. Acuna, though, that could get up through. Ah, he threw it to second, of course. Well, I am going to leave the ball in Elmer's hand, especially after knowing he's only thrown 3 1/3 and he's only had 35 pitches. He's having a really good outing and he's still in the green energy. I don't want to cut this short. I want to get him through this inning. I want to get the lead in the top of the 9th. I want to go to Sir Anthony to close it. And I'll take that. I'll take that too. 1 pitch to Colson. You know he's going to make the play. All right, it just popped up saying Elmer's getting tired. Also, definitely, like, tired is different for relievers than it is starters. Like, you see the meter there. If he had that much energy left as a starter, he's not getting tired. It's just... it's handled differently. That's why officially changing his position to starting pitcher is going to be big, but I can't do that until we finish this season and turn off Streamlined. That's what this series is kind of going to be for the next, I don't know, 6+ episodes, however long it takes to finish the season. It's just going to be like running out the clock until we can turn off Streamlined. Take the training wheels off. Dude, I am late on everything right now. It's only 95. I was way early on like 91, 92 from that last pitcher. And of course, he throws the cutter. Dude, Teal again has a multi-hit game with another double. He has been so good. And he's going to work a walk. I don't think that caught it. I think that's a bad challenge. I think we're safe. Yep. So that's Teal on base now for Colson. Colson, just take him deep here. Hit it into the fish tank. That's the pitch to do it on. How do you go from being late on it to now way out in front of it? How do you not find the middle ground? Early again, that time on the cutter. 3-2 count. That's going to be close. I think we're good, but also Colson just gets screwed over on the ABS every time. Nope, we're good. That's back-to-back walks on back-to-back failed challenges. They're out of challenges now. And that gets 2 on in front of Mune. We need to see Murakami get going here. And I'm early again. I'm finally ready for it, and I'm too ready. He has not shown the power in this franchise mode. And he's still not going to show the power. I didn't get enough of that. Almost. Should move Teal up to third at least. Guarantee that we score a run if the next guy comes through with a hit. And the next guy is Pereira. So I think the next... well, okay. They're going to the pen first. Let's see who they bring in. They're going to... it looks like their closer. It looks like a righty. So that means... what does that mean? Do I go to Kelenic? Kelenic has 63 clutch with then 68 power. Yeah, that's better than Baldwin. Yeah, that's our best option here. Jared Kelenic, get up here. I know the White Sox just got rid of him in real life, but I actually feel like he could be pretty decent moving forward in this franchise mode. Like, he's still only, I think, a 68 overall, but I don't know. He could be solid. He already... okay, come on. He already should be a good bat against righties, and he's just going to keep getting better with that C potential. How am I not making contact? I don't get how I'm just missing pitch after pitch. All right, I'm going to go to the pen now. We'll get Mike Vasil in here again. I feel like I've pitched really solid with Mike Vasil. And of course, then after I say that, he gives up a leadoff base hit. That should be an instant double play, though. Ballesteros was slow, is what I was going to say. We can take our time, Colson. Come on. I wonder what triggers the drop on the transfer like that. Like, is that truly just... oh, my God. Failed hit and run. I almost failed the meter there. But like I was saying, I don't know if that's just truly like an RNG, completely random event that can happen. Is dropping it on the transfer like that, or if it's tied to the fielding rating. Because if it's tied to the fielding rating, Colson's got like 92 fielding. He shouldn't be dropping anything. We're going to extras. William Bergoya will be trying to bunt Kelenic over to third. Let's try and get this down here. Okay, I pulled it back. Let's read my inputs here, game. There we go. Kelenic. Okay, he wasn't running. Now it's Benintendi. All we got to do is get a ball in the air. I guess we got to get it reasonably deep, though, because Kelenic only has 33 speed. Oh, dude, I was like, you get extra challenges back. And they call... I forgot you get a challenge back once you get to extras. I thought they were out of challenges. I can't hit anything. It's fast, I'm late, it's slow, I'm early. The PCI has not been anywhere near any swing anyway. And he doesn't beat it out. All right, I'm gonna leave Vassal in because they've got the bottom of their order up. Vassal had a real quick inning and Vassal has good clutch. Let's not leave pitches right down the middle though. I don't really know the philosophy, if there is any behind it, but I don't like intentionally walking the first batter. I like pitching to the first batter, seeing what happens, and then intentionally walking the second guy, if it makes sense too. Because I don't know, I guess I feel if you intentionally walk the first batter and the second batter grounds into a double play, you've got a runner on third anyway with 2 outs. If you can like get the first out first, okay, or we have a runner on third with 1 out. Maybe that's where the logic should have been. All right, well, I am going to intentionally walk this dude then so we can get out of it with a double play. Their batter's fast though, so I'm going to bring the corners in. Still keep the middle of the infield ready for a double play, but corners can come home with it, I guess. I don't know. Or they'll just do that. Should have just brought the whole defense in. I should have known that. The CPU does that all the time, especially since it was the 9-hole hitter. Let's be real. I didn't deserve a win there anyway. I could not hit the ball. That was maybe the worst I've looked at the plate against this GOAT difficulty CPU all season. All right, though, another series loss. Let's see if some of those things that I wanted to happen here and we get Kopech called up. So let's see. Nope, I don't see any exclamation points. Fun. Awesome. Yep, still in single A. Right there with Daryl DeMille, the other free agent I signed earlier in the year. At least that one makes sense. Maybe simming one more day? Maybe after the off day? Nope, still nothing. All right, I guess he's just stuck. Not to ramble too much, but this is also something that I've wished has been in the game now for maybe forever. Why is there no way to specify if you're signing somebody to a minor league contract or a major league contract? I wanted to sign Kopech directly onto the 40-man, directly into the big leagues, but there's been other times where I've wanted to sign like a veteran, at least in years past, I've wanted to sign them to a minor league contract, but then it automatically puts them on the 40-man, on the big league team. I don't know. I feel like there should be that option when you're negotiating with somebody. Like, am I signing you to a major league deal or am I signing you to a minor league deal? Because if I knew I was signing Kopech to a minor league deal, obviously I'm not paying him $2 million a year for a couple years. Anyway, we push on. Series against the Red Sox. Sean Burke taking the mound against a 5.72 ERA Sonny Gray, and we got another critical situation, man. They are back with a force. This might be all we get through today. This is another one in the 7th inning. We got Grant Taylor out there, another tie game. Only 1 out, 2. Grant Taylor's 6 pitches in, so he's probably responsible for at least one of those runners. Oh, I thought the super dive. Acuna, you're not even going to be able to get him at third? Come on. I feel like with how quick Acuna got to that, he shouldn't have been getting third on that. That should be 2, right? Oh, it's going to be close. It's not going to be 2. So 2 weak squeakers to third base, and that gives them 2 runs in their first 2 batters. All right, Colson should be under that. I guess we got some work to do. I hope I figured out the hitting somehow. All right, Murakami's 2 for 3 today, double and a single. Still not seeing a home run. He has more stolen bases than home runs. It said he had 11 steals. That's a swing. All right, I wish Mune would get under it though, dude. You're Munetaka Murakami. Drive the ball, don't hit it on a line. At least though, I finally made a good swing. I mean, it took a hanger right down the middle. And then we're right back to that. Oh, never mind. I'm right back to this. Back-to-back perfect swings. That's okay. I don't know if we're scoring with Murakami and with, I think probably Abreu's arm out there. We're threatening right away, though. Get those 2 runs back immediately. Chase, what do you say? That's not going to do it. Oh, yeah. Late. Oh, my... We have to score on this. That has to be deep enough. Okay, yeah, just barely. Oh my god, and that's Clark's 4th strikeout of the game. Yeah, I mean, you get runners on second and third, nobody out. You really want to be scoring both of them. At least we got something. I'm going to try and get Jimmy Herget to keep things where they're at here. All right, there we go. Caught him looking on that slurve. Oh, dude, I will say Acuna gets to the ball quick in left field. That's twice now there's been a ground ball that's gotten down the third baseline, and he's cut it off. He's gotten to it. Ooh. Teal? Nice on the slurve. Okay. It's twice I've cut down a base stealer in this episode with Teal. Oh, and then, all right. There we go. 2-0 to the 9-hole hitter. Just come after him. He'll hit it on the ground. Let my guy field it. So is it going to be Chapman? Am I going to have to deal with Aroldis Chapman to try and put up a run and tie it? Yep, it sure is. It's okay. You know that Luis Angel Acuna is up to the task. Nice, 3 pitches. Oh, I thought I got to that one. I thought I was ready for that. No? Oh, I did. No, I kind of think maybe that's what makes GOAT difficulty tough. And then, of course, that's a really good swing, and that's nothing. But it's not necessarily just the pitches being fast. It's just the overall timing window getting smaller. I'm going to go to a pinch hitter. Just go to Caro with his big contact. But yeah, man, that's like you're late, so you try to adjust. You try and swing a lot earlier, but since the window overall is smaller, you just end up too early and out in front of it. That might get overturned. Yeah. I think that's going to get overturned too, man. We're really going to go from, like, before ABS was a thing, being a 4-pitch walk, to now it's a 2-2 count. And that's going to end it. Absolutely mowed down by Chapman. I really had a chance, man. I had 2 good swings in these 2 games, and they just happened to come back to back, and then I couldn't do anything else after that. Yeah, I know that wasn't much, but I do think it'd be smart to call it here. I'm gonna sim pass this day just to see. Nope, still no Kopech. I don't think that's gonna happen. But yeah, with 3 mammoth episodes back to back, we can do a short one, especially if I'm gonna be playing that bad. No reason to force any extra games, but from here on out, the focus is totally just gonna be on getting through the games. I really hope it's not gonna take much more than, I mean, do I say the thing, 6 or 7 episodes? But especially being out of contention, I really just want to get this season over with. So hopefully, starting next episode now, we can really just solely focus on getting through game after game after game, see what we can do for the rest of this year, and then most importantly, get moving on to next season. So leave a like for me if you enjoyed. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel so you can continue watching the White Sox franchise. But thanks for watching as always, guys. Thanks for hanging out with me today, and I will see you next time.